thing too, side note, it's really irritating when people who don't have acne try to tell you what to do with your skin. Like, don't you think I'm trying? Like, nobody is walking around here choosing to have acne. I don't know not one person. So I'm tired of people trying to assume that, oh, you don't take care of your skin, or you need to clean up your diet, or you need to drink more water. Like, don't you think we've tried these things already? I can Google it. I can Google how to clear up acne, and it's gonna be those tips. Like, I've tried it all, sis. I've tried all the products. I've tried it all. It's not working. Like, you don't know. You don't know my struggle. Okay, so we about to do this. Hey, welcome back. Lisa Chardonnay, all that good stuff. As you can see, I'm on here without any makeup. No foundation, no concealer, no nothing. This is my bare face. And this is my attempt at trying to accept my acne. I know that in a couple of videos back, I stated how this was kind of like the last step. I guess the last thing that I had to address in regards to like me feeling confident about myself. And I've been supposed to do a video on it, and I've been procrastinating and putting it off. And to be honest, my skin, it was doing really good as well. So that's kind of like another reason why I was putting the video off. It really hasn't been an issue. But lo and behold, now that every other area of my life seems to be going well, now my skin want to act up. And I'm to the point now where I just have to just accept where I'm at, you know, and that doesn't mean that I'm just gonna be happy, you know, with having acne, and that I'm not gonna try it and treat it and still find ways to improve my skin, or, you know, different lifestyle changes that will help. But I'm not hiding anymore. I don't want to feel like I'm not as pretty, you know, without makeup, with my bare face, and that I need to have on a full face or like some kind of coverage to feel okay. And the weird thing about that is, like, when I go to work, I don't ever wear makeup. Like, I just recently started like doing my eyebrows and at least just putting concealer under my eyes and like a little mascara. I just started doing that. Really, I've never worn makeup to work, and I never really wear makeup like if I'm going out to the grocery store or things like that. You know, some people with acne, they won't be even like seen outside of the house without anything on, without doing their full face. So luckily, you know, I've never been that ashamed of it. But I will say, like, you're not about to catch me at the club, or, well, I mean, that's most people. Most people not really gonna go to the club with a bare face. But like if I'm at a get together or like a family function or something, for the most part, I'm gonna have some makeup on. And even if I do wear makeup, usually like when I have a big event, like if I'm going on a trip or there's a party or some kind of event, that's when I get the worst breakouts ever. Every time it's perfect timing when my skin will be glowing. Not really glowing, but it be doing good. And then the minute I try to step out and show out a little bit, bam. Like even this, you see this? I had a huge pimple on the tip of my nose, looking like Rudolph. And I'm just like, what is going on with my skin? And it's like, I don't know what it is about nose pimples, but those be like top tier, you know what I'm saying? And it's right in the middle of my face. So that was kind of what started me feeling like, okay, my acne might be coming back. Because it was like, once I got that one, then all these other breakouts started showing up. So I'm like, okay, here we are, back at square one. I gotta deal with it. Now, a little background. I've been on acne.org, which is kind of like similar to Proactive, but it's a 3-step program. But the main ingredient is benzoyl peroxide, where you just kind of put it on your face twice a day. Instead of like using it as a spot treatment, you literally use it as a cream twice a day. And it works wonders. Like when I use it, I don't have breakouts. But the problem with that is benzoyl peroxide is not healthy for your skin, and it dries it out, causes wrinkles. It's just not meant for long-term use. And I've been using it for years because that's been the only thing that's worked for me. And I've tried to get off in the past, but it's like whenever I stop using it, my skin just, all the acne comes back. And it comes back like 10 times worse than before. So I'll get desperate and I'll get back on it. And now, but what I found is the issue with that, or the reason why it would always break out more, is because I would stop cold turkey, and then when my breakouts would start, well, no, I would stop cold turkey and then start something else. Now that I'm learning with acne in general, you can't just stop something and then go to something else, or just stop anything without like weaning yourself off, because it's a drug. So, I feel like that was more so the reason why I would come back, is because of how I stopped. So this time, I'm trying to transition to all natural skincare products. So what I've been doing is weaning myself off the benzoyl peroxide, but I feel like that's why I'm starting to break out, is because my skin is kind of adjusting to not having that ingredient anymore. And it has me a little scared because I don't know if it's really gonna come back like full force, or if it's just kind of like breaking out a little bit here and there, and then by the time I'm fully off, it'll be clear. Like, I don't know what it's gonna do, but I'm to the point where it's like I can't be on that medication forever. Like, I just can't. So I'm gonna have to deal with it. And it's not curing anything. It's not getting to the root. It's just me hiding it. It's similar to my feelings. To be honest, just masking it, hoping it'll go away, or just not dealing with it, doing just enough for it to not be seen. But eventually it's gonna catch back up with you. And that's what's happening with my skin, of course, ironically. So I'm dealing with it. But I kind of just wanted to open up and just share my struggles with acne, and just give a little background about, how I got it and how long I've had it, and, etc. So, okay, so, acne is usually genetic. My mom had it and my grandfather had it. I don't know how far it goes back, but I know that I inherited it. And I remember getting like my first breakout at like in 3rd grade. I remember that's when I got my first pimple. And then like around 5th grade, like the summer time, that's when I started noticing like little breakouts on my forehead. And then, through 6th grade, it just progressively got like a little bit worse, but it wasn't horrible. And it kind of really hit its peak around like my 7th grade year. And I don't even know how it happened, to be honest. I just remember looking in the mirror one day and being like, what is going on? Like, literally. So, when I first got it, I didn't really know what to use on it. So I really wasn't using nothing. It kind of just was doing its thing. But I feel like I just avoided the mirror. I don't think I really like paid attention to how bad it was. I remember trying Proactive. That was like the first acne kit I used, and I was just convinced that was gonna clear my skin up. And I didn't know, like, because like I said before, I had never actually tried to treat it, so I just assumed like, okay, once I start washing my face, it's gonna go away. So when I tried Proactive and that didn't help me, that was kind of where the frustration kind of started to kick in, because I'm like, okay, I'm washing my face, I'm taking care of my skin now, and it's still happening. Like, what's up? And I remember, like when I first started breaking out, this is gonna sound crazy, but I needed glasses. And maybe that's why I didn't realize how bad my skin was, because I never got close up to my skin. I would kind of just look in the mirror. At that age, I wasn't really preoccupied with my appearance. Like, I would pay attention to styling my hair and the way I dressed and stuff like that, but I wasn't like focused on my face. And I needed glasses. So I really feel like I didn't realize my skin was as bad as it was until I got my first pair of glasses. And I remember looking in the mirror for the first time with my glasses on, y'all, and I almost broke down in tears. I had literally like dark marks over my whole face. Like, there was not one piece of clear skin in sight, and they were dark. And plus breakouts on top of it. And I was just like, is this how my skin really looks? And that was kind of the first time. This is around 8th grade. This is the first time when I realized, like, oh, like, this ain't no joke. And I never really got teased about my acne, but like I said before, I got teased a lot and I got called ugly. So I feel like even though I didn't get teased specifically because of my acne, I'm sure that played a role in why I got the reactions or the rejection that I did. So yeah, after the Proactive didn't work, from there it pretty much just became a cycle of me trying product after product with nothing working. And my skin, it goes in seasons. Like sometimes it'll do really good and other times it'll break out of nowhere. Like I still haven't figured it out after all of these years. And like I said, this has been since I was 11 and I'm still dealing with it. I'm 29. I don't know when it's gonna go away. And to be honest, before I used to just look at it as, well, it's puberty, I'm gonna grow out of it. So it's like, even though it would bother me, it's just kind of like, I would just let it, I was just trying to let it run its cycle, run its course. That's what everybody would always tell me. Just let it run its course. You're going to grow out of it. Especially my mom, because she had it too. And hers stopped like around, I think she said like 19 or 20 when she had her first child, which was like around that age. So I would just look at it. I would always ask her, like, Mom, when did your breakout stop? And I just keep clocking like, all right, I got 2 more years to go. And then around that time, it came and I was still breaking out. And I remember it clearing up like really good like my senior year. And then when I got to college, maybe because of the stress, and I didn't necessarily have the best college experience, so could have been with me like I really feel like my acne is tied to my emotions, to be honest. And I wear my emotions on my face. I think that's a reflection of instead of it, like I feel like my skin is a representation of all the emotions I've kind of held on to since I bottle everything up, like that stress, that tension, the anxiety, it shows on my face. And I think that may have been the reason why I'm still dealing with it. The only things that would work was antibiotics. Because at one point I did get to the point where I was like, okay, I'm fed up, I'm going to the dermatologist. But yeah, they would always put me on antibiotics. And the thing is, they work, but again, you can't be on that medication for long term. And I don't want something that I'm dependent on for my skin to be clear. And it's just not healthy. So that was always my issue. And then I would always get yeast infections. To your mom, sorry, but it's just other complications for it. And it's just not a long-term fix. So eventually, they got to a point where they was even fed up. She was like, I remember my dermatologist saying, well, we've tried everything. At this point, you're going to have to go on Accutane. And I was just not trying to do that. Like, I was always scared of it because of the side effects. I know that it works. And the thing is, it don't work for everybody. And I was always scared of taking the risk and going through the process of that, and then my acne still come back, or I end up not being able to have children down the line or something. Like, the risk was just not good enough for me, because you're not supposed to, you have to be on like 2 forms of birth control. You have to sign a waiver stating that you'll practice safe sex, because it has like a high percentage rate of birth defects if you were to have children. So that was what kind of would always make me second guess. And then I'd be like, no, I'm not ready to try Accutane, but I'll just keep trying other things. And then I remember I was on antibiotics and my skin had completely cleared up. I had went like almost a year without no breakouts. So I got cocky and I got confident. I'm like, I don't need these pills no more. So I stopped. It was the first time I stopped cold turkey. And I think I still had clear skin for about like 3 or 4 months. And after that, like one by one, kind of similar to what it's doing now, which is why I'm scared. One by one, it just, my skin started going crazy until it was just like bumps on top of bumps, looking like a star crunch, you know what I'm saying? And at the time, I was working at Sally's as a cashier, and Not only was I a cashier, but it's, a beauty store. So I would always have customers coming in there and looking at my skin, making comments, trying to give me suggestions of stuff. And that's the thing too, side note, it's really irritating when people who don't have acne try to tell you what to do with your skin. Like, don't you think I'm trying? Like, nobody is walking around here choosing to have acne. I don't know not one person. So I'm tired of people trying to assume that, oh, you don't take care of your skin, or you need to clean up your diet, or you need to drink more water. Like, don't you think we've tried these things already? I can Google it. I can Google how to clear up acne, and it's gonna be those tips. Like, I've tried it all, sis. I've tried all the products. I've tried it all. It's not working. Like, you don't know. You don't know my struggle. But nonetheless, I had to deal with the constant comments and remarks. And now that I'm thinking about it, I remember in high school, I was with a group of friends, and this guy, he was saying, like, I don't even know how he came on the topic. To be honest, I feel like it's people just like throwing shade and shots, really like low-key wanting to speak about my acne but not wanting to direct it towards me, because I don't even know how we got on the topic. But he was like, it's no reason for people to be walking around here with acne because Walmart got like 50,000 brands of acne medication. Like, it's just no reason. And I'm just like, number one, it's insensitive because clearly you see I have acne, and two, like, those products don't work. That's the thing. It's geared towards acne, but that stuff do not work for people who really have acne. And I ain't got just some cute breakouts. Like, I know it don't even look that bad on camera, as bad as it really is, but I'm gonna insert some up close pictures, and I'm gonna insert some pictures of when it was really bad at its worst. Cause I ain't just talking about no one little 2-3 combo. Like, I had acne, okay? So there was that. And then I remember there was this other girl that I followed on Facebook, and I don't know, it could have been like she was talking about me, and she made a status and was like, I don't understand how people walking around here with discoloration on their skin and not taking care of themselves. Like, I don't even have acne, and I use Proactive, and I just make sure I keep myself up. There's no excuse for that. And I'm just like, girl, again, you don't know my struggle. Nobody's choosing to walk around with acne. And then there was this other time, sorry, I'm getting heated as I'm thinking about it. There was this other time where one of my friends, she posted a status too and was just like, I'm sorry, but if you have, you struggle with breakouts, you don't need to be posting selfies of yourself close up to the camera. Don't nobody want to see that, or something like that. And then one of my old friends had the nerve to comment under it, and she was laughing and was like, "Ooh, girl, you wrong for that." And in my mind, I'm like, okay, so clearly you talking about me. And then my friend wrong because you under there laughing, and she talking about me. So those are the kind of things that I have to deal with. And I'll be around some of my closest family and friends, and they might make a comment about somebody else that has acne. Not necessarily myself, but when I hear other people make comments about others who have skin issues, it just makes me feel like, okay, so what do you think about me? You've never said anything about me to my face, but I deal with the same thing. So I still would take offense to it, and it would make me feel bad because I'm like, okay, this is how people view us. We get viewed as being dirty, as not taking care of ourselves, not keeping ourselves up, having a poor diet. Like, I don't know how many times I've seen comments or just heard people say, like, just drink water, or your body's trying to tell you something. And that may be the case, but I've also known that there are people who actually go on completely vegan, strict diets, and they still break out. There's so many underlying issues that could cause it, and I just hate that people jump to conclusions and make judgments, because I probably take better care of my skin than any of y'all watching that don't deal with it. To be honest, I'm very particular about my skincare, and I've been consistent with my skincare. It's like brushing my teeth. I don't ever miss a day without washing my face and taking care of my skin. But even with me doing all of that, I still break out. And that's why it kind of gets me to the point where it's like, at this point, it's nothing else I can do because I've tried everything. Now I am, exercising more. I am cleaning up my diet, cutting out sodas, processed foods, sugars. I don't really eat dairy. I know that's sometimes a major cause of acne, but I don't really eat dairy as it is. But I'm really watching my diet and also praying about it. I ain't about to apologize. Yes, I'm bringing God into it. I'm bringing Him into every area of my life, including my acne. Just like I have to surrender my relationship issues to Him, I have to surrender my acne to Him too. That's a sickness, that's a disease, and He can heal that. Just like you would pray for somebody who has cancer. I'm gonna pray for my skin. I be in the mirror rebuking my acne in the name of Jesus, y'all. And I'm laughing, but listen, mark my words. This acne is gonna be gone soon. Okay, we're just not dealing with it. We're just not. But yeah, I'm hopeful, especially with me switching to natural products. I do feel like it's gonna help. But I just say all that to say I've done everything that I can do, and now it's just time for me to accept it. And that just goes with anything, like any insecurity you may have, like even if it's weight or you got a big nose or your hair won't grow or whatever you're dealing with, you gotta accept it. And another thing too, I realized that, of course we're our own worst critic. A lot of stuff that we feel insecure about, other people don't necessarily notice. It be us. Like I had this girl that I follow on Instagram. She posted, she does videos about her keloid scars. And to be honest, has she not even, and basically in her video, she kind of inspired me to do this video actually. But she was basically sharing a lot of the same things that I'm talking about, just with her scars. But to be honest, had she not even said anything, I wouldn't have even noticed. And they're noticeable, but it's just like I see them, but I'm just not focused on it. I'm like, okay, yeah, she has some keloid scars, but she's pretty, she's dope, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's how we're viewed to a lot of people. We notice it because we're up in the mirror, we see ourselves, we see our flaws, but other people, they may notice it, but it doesn't mean that everybody's judging you. There's always going to be some insensitive people that'll make comments, but it's not everybody. I went to the dermatologist, and I was asking about the scars that I have on my nose. They're hypertrophic scars, which means that they're raised. And I was pretty much just asking her, like, what could I do to get rid of them? Because I've had them for years and they just don't go away. And she was like, well, what scars are you trying to get rid of? And I was like, these on my nose. And she was like squinting. She's like, I'm sorry, I just don't see it. She had to get like this close to my skin, and she was like, oh yeah, okay, I see it, I notice it. And basically she was saying, ain't nothing we can do for you. She gave me like some options, but for the most part, like the only way I can remove them is to have surgery. But she was just like, honestly, if you wouldn't have pointed it out, I wouldn't have noticed. Kind of just reaffirming what I said. We point out our flaws because we all up on our skin, or because we know what it is that we're dealing with, or the flaws that we have. But other people just not paying attention like that, and they don't know until you point it out. So it's just a matter of just accepting where you're at. And also, I feel like it depends on how confident you are with something. That will determine how other people will view you as well. Because if I walk around with my head down all the time, or even like not wanting to leave the house without makeup, like people can tell, okay, that's an insecurity for her, and it might make them view it as a flaw. But if I'm embracing it and I'm not hiding behind my makeup, I'm still holding my head up high and smiling, and still putting myself out there, then it's gonna make it easier for other people to not judge or to not notice, because you're not noticing it. They're gonna see the confidence within you. So that's the place I'm trying to get to, which is why on my Instagram I'm trying to post realistic photos of myself with no filter, no makeup. I do my eyebrows and stuff, but no foundation. To kind of just push myself into accepting it. I don't accept it yet. I'm not gonna lie and say, oh, I enjoy it, or I don't care, it doesn't make me. I'm not gonna give you no cliche answers. It still bothers me. I still don't feel as pretty without makeup. But I do still feel pretty though. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I'm ugly or gross, but I'm not my 100% best without it, you know, and I still kind of cringe and my heart beats a little fast when I post the pictures and even doing this video too. But I just feel like the more I put it out there, the less it'll bother me. Kind of like when I started, you know, expressing my feelings. It was scary at first, and then I just got to the point where I don't care anymore. So that's what I'm trying to do with my acne. Some of the things I still struggle with though is like dating. That's always my thing, because like if I'm out, of course I have a full face, and I'm always scared that like when whoever I'm talking to sees me without makeup, that they won't like me anymore, or that I'll be rejected because of it. But when I think about it, that's all in my head because it's literally never happened. I've never had anybody that I've dated and they've seen me without makeup and been like, nah, I'm good, you know? So it's like, it's just, the biggest part of it is just renewing my mind to feel like I'm still beautiful, you know, regardless. And I noticed that even when my skin is clear, I still look at my skin like I have acne. It's like it's almost like body dysmorphia. My skin can be clear and I'm still gonna look at it as, nah, I still have breakouts. Because to be honest, when I see myself in the mirror, it looks like 10 times worse than when I post the picture. Like when I posted my picture on Instagram and I looked at it, I was like, it's really not that bad. Like you could tell I have breakouts, but it's not horrible. You know, it's not the same as what I see in the mirror. So it's like, I'm just trying to change my perception of it as a whole. And I've also been following other women on Instagram who show their acne to kind of get me accepted or used to seeing it, you know. And it's helped, and that's what's giving me the confidence, seeing other people do it, which is why I'm doing my part by posting my video. Hopefully that'll give somebody else confidence to own theirs, you know, and accept where they're at. Ooh, y'all remember my first boyfriend, this was middle school. My first boyfriend, he used to wait on me outside. He used to wait for me in the mornings outside for me to get off the bus so we could walk into the gym together, right? And I feel like, I don't know what happened, but I feel like he was with his friends, and I'm assuming he was telling them about me and was kind of just like, oh, you know, such and such, that's my girlfriend or whatever. And I'm assuming they didn't know who I was. So they were waiting with him, waiting for me to get off the bus to see what I looked like, I guess. So I get off the bus, and I come over there, and they look at each other. It was him and two guys, and it was one of my friends and her boyfriend. So his two friends looked at each other, and they started laughing and ran off. And of course, I'm looking there like, okay, what just happened? But I kind of had a feeling. I don't know if he was bragging about how I looked or just telling them about me in general, and they was just expecting me to be like drop dead gorgeous. But obviously, they didn't agree with it, so they were laughing. And I felt embarrassed, obviously, but I played it off like it didn't bother me. He didn't say nothing, and really nobody said anything. It just got quiet, and we all looked at each other and like played it off. Nobody addressed it, but that like was kind of one of the first experiences that started to make me feel insecure and just scared to be seen, because like I said, it wasn't specifically like I got teased from my acne, but obviously that was the first thing they saw about me, and I feel like that was the reason why they viewed me as not being attractive. But on the flip side, my real first official boyfriend, like once I was older, I remember we were he had came over and we was just chilling or whatever, and I had my acne kit that I was using on a dresser or whatever. And we were, you know, just having a regular conversation, and he looked at it, and he was dead serious, and he stopped, and he was like, what is this? Like, he was mad or something. I was like, it's what I used to, you know, clean my skin or whatever. And he looked at me dead in my face, and he was just like, you don't need that. Like, you're beautiful how you are. You don't need to be using all these products to clear your skin up. Like, you're good. You don't need that. And, you know, I kind of was just like, well, you know, I know that I'm good, but I still want to clear my skin up, even though I was lying. I felt like I wasn't beautiful. But the fact that he saw me as beautiful was kind of what let me know, like, if somebody loves you, if somebody wants to be with you, they're going to see past your flaws. And he did. he didn't see my acne, he saw me as a person. And I feel like that's kind of what gives me hope in dating. And like I said, it's what has been my experience, that if somebody likes you, they like you. You know, we shouldn't obsess over, oh, this is wrong with me and he hasn't seen this yet. If that person sees, you know, whatever it is you're insecure about and they don't like it, then that's not the person for you. You know, and that's how I feel about my acne. I'm not hiding it. You need to know what you're getting. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't accept it, because I don't know, my skin is unpredictable. I don't know when I'm going to have a breakout. So I need to know that you can handle it. You know, if things go left. And I would break out around him all the time. And there were really times where I would be embarrassed and I would, like, you know how people that actually deal with acne, you know what I'm talking about, like when you have a bump and it like pops on its own or something and just starts bleeding. And that happened to me one time when I was around him, and I was just so embarrassed, and I had like the tissue up to my face, and he was trying to like cuddle up on me and stuff, and I was just like, man, listen, I'm not feeling sexy right now. I don't want you in my space. And he was just trying to make me feel better. He was like, girl, I don't care about that. Like, come here. You know, he wasn't tripping. And he was trying to point out like some scars that he had on him to like, see, you know, I had this. And, you know, it warmed my heart that I didn't have to hide who I was with him. And it just showed me like, it doesn't take away from your beauty, period, you know? It just doesn't. And, you know, on that note, that's where I want to end it, you know, giving you something to think about if you're struggling with it, or like I said, any other insecurity you may have. It's not who you are, and you can't let it define you. And I know it's easier said than done. Like I said, I'm still not there yet, but, you know, the first step is acceptance. You stressing about how you're going to change it and obsessing over it just going to make things worse, and it's going to mess with your emotions even more. Accept it and just trust.